think about coaching. We are teachers, we are instructors, and we want to bring in a short time and as successfully as possible a pupil, a student, from one point of its development to the next one. So, and I said, okay, I started as a trainer. And when I was a player, I had a trainer. This is my Fritz. He had me from the beginning, and he accompanied me through all my pubertary terrible behavior that everybody has. He didn't throw me out, he didn't leave me. So this was my trainer. But I started as a trainer in Bavaria to work, and in German Table Tennis Association. But why I finished as a coach? Why we call now trainers coaches? And I think it is simply because sport evolved, and there is much more professionalism in sport than it was before. Sport, when I started, or when we look maybe 30 years ago, it exists, but what we do, it is much more than only training is. My Fritz was leading training. He was training me in table tennis. He was training me in my body. He was my trainer. He was advising me in matches. But all the things which everybody of you, I'm sure, has to do every day in life as a trainer now, all these things he didn't need to do, because in the club there were the other people and it was not asked. It was not the time of this. So duties and responsibilities of the trainer became more complex. It became more different things. So trainer slowly developed to a coach, and I think that this word coach means a little more than the trainer. The translation is the same, but I think so that as we use it, it is a little bit more than just train and instruct. And a coach, before also the trainer, I think it is one of the most influential persons in the career of the athlete. And that's why a coach has very serious responsibilities towards the athletes, towards the players. This is something we have always to think about. We are very important for them. We are not important because they are important. It is their career. It is them, their way. But for them, we are important. Very, very important. And we have great responsibility. So in coaching, we can talk about psychology, motivation, a lot of topics. But I decided, and I hope it is fine for you, not to talk about the knowledge you can find in the books, but with some help and guidance in your life as a coach, just with the practical advices, how maybe to do, or how did I do, and my colleagues, and also I learned this from my excellent coaches I had experience in my life, and many good colleagues. Coaching is very individual. It is very, very individual. I will try when I talk more to make it to talk about the things which are important for everyone. Yeah, I will try to make it to talk about more about the wood than about the trees. But you always have to know that coaching a player is a very, very individual procedure. It depends on your personality and on your knowledge as a coach. It depends naturally, and this is for sure the important thing, on the personality and age and level and emotional status of the player. What does it mean? It means that we don't coach the same small boy or girl as we coach an adult player. This is obvious, yeah? But also one player is in different emotional status. So we just have to this I will talk a little more later, but we have to adapt. We have to feel the player, yeah. The coaching is also very much depending on the situation and the environment in which we are in the moment. But all these individualities and all these special moments we have and special circumstances, always the coach must spread confidence and good humor. As a coach, we have to feel our players feel comfortable, feel confident. They have to have the best time with them, with us, for them. Yeah, they have to know if I'm afraid, I can hide behind my coach. I can. We are a team. I will get some help. So just always think, even if you are in the best mood, in the worst mood, or in the best mood of your life, you have spread confidence and you have to spread good humor. You have to you may not show if you are really in bad mood. Yeah, sometimes you have to tell them what is going on and that they're wrong, and you have to be serious with them, but your basic attitude must be give them confidence, and this you can do because you are confident and you spread good humor. This is very important. Nobody wants to have a angry face in the hall. Yeah, when do we coach? This also we have to clear. When is coaching? We press a button and then we start coaching, or we coach always when we are with the player, or always? And I think that this interaction between a player and a coach, I think it is always a little bit coaching, especially if you have young players. And okay, I worked a lot with young players, so I usually talk about development and young players. And I think if you're working with young players, but even with the adult ones, you are, as a coach, you are always coaching a little. You are always doing something, talking something which you hope or you want the player to help him or her with this. Somehow I think it is and it should always be coaching. This interaction, player, hoppala, again. This interaction between the coach and the player should always be a little bit somehow coaching from the side of the coach. which doesn't mean that we have all the time to teach and to speak big words, but still we are like a little bit like parents, a little bit like teachers, a little bit like everything. And sometimes I think in importance, not more than the parents, but more than all the other people. When do we need to coach? I said, always. But if we look in the practice, I mean, in the practical life, we need for sure to coach before, during, and after the practice. We have to coach, we have to teach, we have to instruct, this is coaching. We instruct, we say, this is wrong, this is bad, try to do like this. We are showing the way, and we try to keep them on the way to this. The same is in the tournaments. This is a very important part. And we are also coaching when we perform organization, when we organize the conditions for practice or for the tournaments. Yeah, you know, everybody of you has to see that there is a training material, that the players are coming from school or from work or from bed, I don't know from where, that they come, that they are coming safely and on time. Many who are working with young players have to deal a lot with parents, and this is very important. And in the competition, it is a lot of organization on site, before and after. And all these things, this you have to bear in mind, all this is coaching. All this is your duty, this is your responsibility, and this is part of the coaching. It is not only when we are clapping, shouting, crying on the table. Yeah, this thing always, coaching, you're a coach, so this is your life. This is not your profession. This is not your work. You don't go to work to be a coach. This is you. If you want to be a good coach, it must be you. From the morning till next morning, you are coach, and you have to have this film in your head all the time, to see, to think, to control everything what is happening around and about your player. Yeah, whom do we coach? Players, this is obvious, yeah, and this is what we all want to do. But and we talk about the young players, if we have young players, then we also have to coach parents. We have to coach the other coaches who are involved. And very important part is, which we many times forget, it also the teachers. We have to teach the teachers, to coach the teachers to help the player, not to be an obstacle on the way of the player. So, but what is the role of the coach? How do they see us? How do players see us? Okay, I know many times they see us like a disruption. Yeah, what does he or she wants again? Yeah, it was nice time, but now this one is again wanting us to do something. Should we be friends to them? Should we teacher? Should we be authority? Make them a little bit, maybe even afraid? Should we be somebody idle, which they look upon? Should we be later partners, maybe? Yeah, something like, okay, come, we go. What do we do? Or companions, something like this, or all at once. I think that it is in the career as they develop, it changes. I think that this role, how they see us, should change from somebody at the beginning. They come into the hall for you. This is for sure. When they are small, they come for you. So it means you are a little bit like somebody they look upon. They want to please us. They want to, they are just there because they feel well with us, and you teach them something and they have fun, but they're coming because of you. This you have to know. So you can influence them a lot, but you have to know that influencing is also a big responsibility. Later, and this is what is very, very difficult for many coaches, this role of an, let's say, idol or somebody who they look upon and they like and love and are emotional about it, this changes, and when they come into the difficult age, we all know, then it is like, oh my God, we are really disturbing them. What do they want from us? They say, what do this coach again? Why I'm not left alone? And they think they know everything. The age comes 14, girls a little earlier, boys a little later, but then they know everything, and they have their own secrets, and they find us stupid and unpleasant, and it just turns. So what we are then? Friends? No, they don't want us to have like friends. Teachers? Yes, we are teachers. This duty we have to teach them even if they don't want. Companions? In no way we will be their companions when they are 14, 15, 16. No, I mean, they have their companions, no partners. So we have to keep a little bit, I think, in some phases of in some ages, in some periods of their development, we have to keep a little bit of authority. This authority may not be rude. It may not be bad, but it has to be clear. I'm here, I have the responsibility, and you will do because I say you. If you don't want to be happy, if you want to make yourself unhappy, I will not allow. So you will follow me now. So this part, it is very, very, very difficult. Many coaches, they don't understand what is happening. This nice person, we were having 3-4 years fun, and it was a loving relationship, and it was wonderful and everything, and then at once you have really, they behave almost like enemies, and how to do, so then it is good that you always kept a little bit of simple authority. It is me and you, and my place is here and your place is there, and I have to ask you to do these things because it is good for you. So, and this stage, you have to be very, very attentive to notice when you can let them go, when they really grew, when you can trust that they will not hurt anymore themselves and not make bad things to themselves. I mean, wrong things which don't allow them to develop well. And then if you see this, and it is, I saw that many times, I don't know why, but many coaches have problems to let girls go. I think it is because we want to protect them. But I think, no need for protection. They have to walk their road alone, and we can only support them. And if we taught them well in the beginning, in the first years, if we were giving them what we think that it is important, then we can trust them, and we can, like friends and like partners and like companions, go with them and let them walk, and then we just support them, but they can walk. And this from somebody they love to somebody somebody who they hate, and from somebody who has to be a little bit strict to somebody who lets go but still keeps going with them all the time, supporting them. This is a very, very, I think, a very big step for every coach. Very difficult way to go. But if we succeed in this, it is simply wonderful to see how they develop. It is wonderful to see the players going their way and knowing that, okay, I can support them. I have a friendly relationship, and we can go and chase the horses together. This is a saying we say in Slovenian. So we can build a team and we can do something. But this part, I tell you, it's not so easy, I think. No, it was not easy, never easy for me. So what must a coach in all these procedures do? A coach must lead, always lead. It is the one when it is easy, but especially when everything is wrong and difficult, a coach must lead. A coach must spread confidence and good humor. I told this already before. And a coach must pay respect to anyone involved. This is what we are not good at in table tennis culture. I don't know why. Or if this is something which goes with table tennis, with character of the people who are playing, or I don't know. But we don't have high enough this culture of paying respect to anyone involved. And if we don't do this, it is difficult to build teams. It is difficult to live with each other. It is difficult to support each other. It is simply wrong, I would say. Because you know that to make a player, you need, not you, but the player, and also you in your work, you need support of a lot of people. I was talking a little bit before yesterday about this. And if you just think about it, how many people help and do something that you get, you in your hands, enough balls into the hole. What happened? Everything that did okay, maybe you organized this all yourself, but then are the other things. And these people, what you can always give is simply respect. And if we want to educate professional players, then they have to have this. Without this, it is simply, if nothing is important, I think that many things are more important than money. But if we say that just money is important for professionals, I don't like this, but I say if, then, okay, do you think that a good company will support somebody who is not behaving well and paying respect to the people in the environment? Nobody. This is really, we have to to be respectful, and we have to teach this respect, because this is one of the basic things for the, for the human relations, but also for the professionals. It is must. Yeah, and a coach must be trustful. This, I think, I don't need to explain, because this is for every situation in life. But if you think that the parents are trusting their children to us, that the players are trusting their careers in our, trusting us to bring them forward. So we have to be trustful. We cannot, if you want to be a good coach, they have to know if she or he said this, then it is like this. No need to ask 10 times, no need to make, for me, it is like, don't need to make a contract. I said, it is done. And this should be, this for me, this is one of the very important things, because if the players can trust you and the environment can trust you, then it is just first the right thing, and second also easier to live. So I saw many times a lot of, for me, ununderstandable things when I was watching another coaches and players, especially players from other teams in the tournaments. I couldn't understand. I was saying, oh, those people are practicing at home. You see that they can play, and they're trained, but then they come to the tournament and everything what they do is wrong. Yeah, many times I saw this, and then for this seminar or webinar now, I just said, okay, then I will try I will tell you how did I do, we do. I say simply we, but because we made it in the team. So we said the coach must lead. The coach must help. As we go to the tournament, now we have to help. Yeah, we have to help that everything is optimal for your player. But for this, the coach must know what is needed to achieve the target of the tournament. We cannot help if we don't know what to help, what we need, where are we going, what shall we need there. So, and if we know this and we want to help and we want to lead, then we have to draw on the action plan. We have to know, to say, okay, we have to go to this tournament, to this competition. What we have to do? Yeah, and then when we are there, or even before, usually we have not only one player, but even with one player, we have to set the rules. We are at least two, yeah, and usually if we have young players, we have to teach them how to do things properly. So we have to do them really properly, and for this we have to just to set the rules how we will do this. Yeah, what is necessary to make this competition run smoothly and at the end successfully. How much freedom every person, especially now the athletes, can have in this project. So if you talk about the behavioral rules, it always means that you cut a little bit the personal freedoms. You cut the personal freedoms, you have to explain why, because otherwise the people doesn't do it gladly, and you want to make your players do it voluntarily. You want to them to be disciplined, self-disciplined in at the end of the procedure. So explain what we are going to do, how we will go there, and how we have and what we have to do, and together to do that we will be successful. But as always in life, it is good a little bit also to control the situation. Yeah, not only explain and make the plan and say like this. Yeah, but then it is because we need our people are like this, we are like this all. So just control. And I think this is very important. You go to the tournament, keep close to the player. Keep close to them to feel their mood and to understand what is going in the player. This going on. This is very important. Yeah, it's a little bit a part of empathy and of a little bit of emotional part. But I think this is very important. Just keep somehow reachable close to them. This is something everybody knows, but I know that not everybody is 100% taking care of this. I know it because I saw it. So what you have to control, for what you have to establish the rules. For sleep, for sure. You have young players, you have old players. Sleep is important. You have to see that you feed them well. Yeah, nutrition is important. Material, oh la la, there's a big stories about material in tournaments. And timetable, for sure. Timetable is very important because I already had teams which didn't appear. I mean, not my teams, but the opponents' teams. Sleep. Coach must guarantee enough sleep time for the athletes. And you have young players. Many times we forget the young ones. They need about 10 hours sleep, 8 to 10 hours sleep a day or a night. They need. Why they need this? This they have to understand. They need this because sleep means concentration. And sleep also means that you can stand the tournament. Our tournaments are not, some tournaments are 1-2 days, but the important tournaments are even longer. So you have to keep fit, because at the end, if you are reaching the end and you want to still play on the last day, you have to still to be fit, to be concentrated. Your head must be clear. And no head is clear if you have the deprivation of sleep. And what we have to control to achieve this, we have to control, I stress this, it is rooms, it is mobiles, it is TV, it is the roommate, it is even the situation in the corridors outside the room, and also naturally the emotional status of the players. So now I want to keep in this point a little bit. Mobiles. These mobiles are for the humanity a new thing. This mobilophonia developed in last maybe 10 years. And we all know that we cannot put these devices away. Yeah, we all know, we adults, if you are frank, you still at the evening, you look into this part in your hand, and then you start, somebody did call, there is a message, and it's just short message answer. But there is a new one. And then hours go. And for the young ones, this is a toy, they cannot put it away. So it is your duty, unpleasant duty, I didn't like it, but it is your duty just to collect these devices, and in the evening it is stop, go to sleep, go to bed, rest your brain. so that tomorrow we will be able to concentrate, not to be like a lost alien in a hole. Yeah. But this is our duty. This is not, it isn't pleasant. You have to fight with them. How many fights I had, but mobiles have nothing to do, at least not in the evening when the players are in the tournaments. I would say never, but okay, when they're at home, the parents have to control these things. This is, but, and don't dream that they will do it alone, that they are clever and disciplined enough. They will not. This is like a, you know, it is like a game. It is like a, you cannot put it away. Nobody can put it away. At least I think like this. So TV, it is the same. It's easier to control, but it is the same. Roommate, this is easy to, you just, this is something to, you have to explain, and sometimes you have to knock at the door and say, so now it is time to sleep, boys and girls. Yeah. What is also important is some players are very nervous and they cannot sleep because their emotional status doesn't let them do it. For this, a good talk is always helpful. And also it is for these people, there are many of them in table tennis, it is good to learn some small relaxation exercises. It must not be an, I don't know, a lesson for €1,000 in internet, for just some small, you give them small tips and you practice a little bit with them before the tournaments, and when they see that it works, it helps a little. This part you may not forget, yeah, because they have worries, they have their dreams, they should have their dreams, and we have to know now, day before and during the tournament, they are nervous and they need the help, and they need somebody to tell them everything will be fine, just go to sleep, and trust me, it will be fine. Yeah, just put them to bed. Nutrition. In table tennis, we don't eat healthy. We eat unhealthy and wrongly. This is for sure. If you ask an I don't know, a sprinter, or you ask a swimmer, or you ask a boxing athlete, a boxer, everybody knows what they should eat. Everybody knows, and they do it. They even do it because they know it is good. But table tennis people no, and we are all in this boat here included. But it is very important what we eat. Yeah, it is. We control every rubber. We control every glue. We control every layer of the wood we play in our rackets. Yeah. We are able to discuss if the balls are good or not, not for hours, for months. Yeah, how do they jump on this special table? This ball jumps. It is gliding a little. It's not gliding. We know everything, but you ask yourself how much you yourself. No, you don't need to ask your friend. How much you respect the food, what you are built of. How much do you really eat healthy? You just eat to be healthy, not to have joy. You have, I think that 99% would say, I eat what I like to eat. Yeah. It is good if we teach players, if we tell them this, if we give them the knowledge and understanding of importance of right and healthy nutrition. And we can just try to influence the environment, this is especially parents, to get into good out of the bed habits and get to the right habits. This is not what we do in the tournaments. We have to do all life. This is a fight for life, or program for life, let's say program for life. But at least what we have to do in the tournament, we have, as coaches, we have to organize, again, to control the right, the right foods and healthy foods are reachable, that they can do the right choices. It is it is in vain if we talk about the right food, but there is nothing but sausages for the meal in the tournament. So now it is our organizational skills. Okay, sausage, but still we have to organize in every tournament that they also get something which can keep their body functioning. And we know all, this is in Slovakia. I always liked the food because it was quite good food in the tournaments. No, it was good food. For me, it was wonderful. But usually if we go to the tournaments, there is nothing which is really healthy to eat. So we talk about this, but we don't offer them this. Just keep in mind, have always something with you which is also good for their bodies, not only for the soul, but also good for their bodies. And take care that they eat. This is also something which the players forget. They don't plan. They don't think about that when they should eat and what they should eat. This is your duty, and it is very important. I tell you, it is a big difference if they come to the match at 2:00 or at 8:00 in the evening, and they are full of some junky food, or if they had something fresh, healthy to the right time, and they are ready to play. It really makes a difference. It makes a difference in how they are ready in the head, how they are ready in the body. It is important, and it is our duty to do it. It is also a part of coaching, which many times is forgotten. Material. I think that we all know about material a lot. We know what we need. This I don't need to explain, but you all know that they are able to come without racket, without shoes, without shirts, without start number, without bottle for water. They are able to come to the tournament, and it is wonderful if we have to drive 3/4 of an hour from hotel to the hall, and then you are there, and they look at you and they say, "Oh, I forgot my racket." Super, and now. It is something. It may not happen, and again, it is not only them we have to teach, but it is also coach's duty to control, to teach them how to do it, and then to control every detail. Because otherwise you will have stress, you will have nervous breakdown, because they will, if it is possible that they do something wrong, they will do it, be sure. This is at least my experience. So it is very good that everything is ready already in the evening before the next day tournament. Every evening, make your bag ready to go. Yeah. So control, do they have 2 rackets? Do they have 2 rubbers, spare rubbers? Do they have balls? Do they have glue? Do they have start number? Do they have 2 shirts in 2 colors? Do they have their tactic book? I hope they have notebooks and they write what they play, how they compete. Do they have the pass? I mean, accreditation pass. Do they have food and water vouchers? Do they have, this is already a luxury material for physical warm-up, yoga mat. If you use this, you have to see that one day before everything is packed. And what you may not forget is also organize the sparring partners. Because many times we were in the hall and my player started to warm up already on the table, and then some lost coach or lost player started to run around and ask if there is somebody spare to practice with. Oh, but this is not the time. The time was maybe yesterday to talk about this, how we shall do it 2 hours before the match. Yeah. So these are all details, and I know you know everything, but it is really good to check this before. It is simply only work. Yeah. To check this is not big knowledge. This is no nuclear physics, but this is something we have to do, and we have to do very exactly. Sure, we have always to know in which age are our players, which level they have. So I'm sure we don't need to control that much the adults, at least not all of the adults, as we have to control with the young ones. But the young ones, it is just checklist and tack. It is done. Yeah, it is done. It is boring, but it has to be done. So, time schedule, check and recheck. I don't know if you have this, but I'm still sometimes waking up in the middle of the night and I want to recheck the time schedule for the next day, because it is a nightmare not to appear for a match. This is to say, I always think somewhere we forgot one match and then the player will not appear, and this is a really shame. So just know the time schedule and study it. Go to the meetings and be sure if they change something. Yeah, it's okay in the coaches of the adult players now, of the professionals, they have the luxury that everything is really well organized. But if you are a coach of young players, then you exactly know how it is and how many adaptation and changes and unexpected obstacles we have before we reach the table. So just be all the time aware that maybe it is good to see if everything is okay, because otherwise this coming too late or not coming, this is stress, and these are mistakes that nobody needs. Think about traveling to the site, warming up, racket control. This is all time consuming procedures, which I hate, but okay, it is like it is. Just be on time for the draw. This is simply politeness. It is simply politeness to be there on time. Check everybody before you go to the draw. Check if the players are well. before you go there and you write your team or you write the player name. Take care that the table, it is the right table number. Plan the day. Plan the day. You know we will have some more matches, yeah. When they will eat, when they will rest, when they will warm up again. This you plan. You just tell them day before. Give them a piece of paper with written how to do it, yeah. And again, plan enough time for sleep. This is important. And also enough time for the players to socialize, to see parents and yeah, all the persons they want to see. They need this. This is important. I talk about this and it is maybe boring, but it is not boring. I tell you, European Championships, we are there at 2 o'clock on the right table, but nobody comes. Oh, I will not tell which team it was, but they were not on jury the day before, so they didn't know that something changed and they didn't come. Okay, wonderful. Yeah, we played later because I agreed to play later, but I think it shouldn't happen that a team doesn't appear on the table because the coaches didn't come to the jury. This is our responsibility, and this is also our, yeah, it's a little bit attitude. Then about this travel to the site. You know how it is. Yeah, you sit half an hour in a bus, and then it is already everything tight. But if the bus doesn't come and you were planning it tight, time schedule is tight, yeah, and then you have to travel. So just plan everything so that it is you are ready for the bed, because the bed happens. It always happens something which destroys all the plans we had, but then you have to have plan B and plan C. Be ready for these situations, because this means successful end of the tournament. Everything else is disturbing. It is very important also to know how much time each player you have in individual competitions or in team, how much they need, especially in the morning, to get warm, to get ready for a match. It is not every player is the same. You have some you can wake up them in the middle of the night or in the morning or whenever, and in 5 minutes they are ready to play. These are the happy ones. And then you have the majority, which needs quite a lot at the beginning to come to the, I say always, to that the engine starts to run smoothly. And then you have some which in the morning especially need a really long time. And for those people, you have to get up. You have to take care that those people also, if you want to make them successful, sure, but you have to offer them your support even at 5 in the morning. I will never forget, this was a lesson for me as a coach, but then I was a player in Calcutta in the World Championships. Mr. Osmanagic, our men's coach, wonderful coach, he was walking Stepancic at 5 in the morning. They were walking up and down the corridors in the hotel. It was not bad, because then the men had some good medals in this tournament. But I know that they were walking every morning at 5 in the morning. Osmanagic took Stepancic, and this was an adult man. He took him by hand almost, took him out of the bed, and they were walking the corridors. I had a player, a girl player, the whole team was for 4 years getting up at least 1.5 hours before normal getting up time. They hated me for this, but they were quite successful because it was needed. Yeah, and if it is needed, you do it. Unpleasant. First, you have to know that the player needs this, and then you just do it. Take care, because many players, they don't need only physical or these elements. They need to play matches before they play first match. Some, if you have a player which is always losing first set or even first match, which is not good in single competitions, then you have to know there is a problem. This one needs really maybe a little bit more playing matches already, not just warming up in a normal way, usual way, just playing matches. So to organize a table for playing matches before a match, it is not easy. We know all this. It is not easy, even not in the big and not in the small tournaments, but it is good to do it. It is good to do it. And if you have really no chance to do anything in material world, then you have to do this in, you have to go mentally through the matches with this player. You really have to play with them a little bit in their head, the matches. Not let them just with forehand, backhand to the table. And there are quite a lot of players which are very bad playing the first tournament, first match in the tournament. So this everything is coaching. And it is the coach's responsibility to ensure that everything this we were talking now runs smoothly. And when we have checked everything and organized everything and rechecked, I tell you always control. Then we are free to start with the real coaching. It means to prepare players for the matches. Yeah, to start with the actual coaching. There are very big individual differences in what different players need as a preparation for the match. First it is difference, young players, adult players, professionals. It is difference between women and men, girls and boys in this situation here, preparing for the match. And then if you have a group of women, or you have a group of men or young men or boys, there is again big individual differences what they need before the match. And what we also have to consider is the time we have to prepare for the match. It is no help if we have wonderful videos and we have psychologists and I don't know with us, or we are alone with 20 of them. If we have no time to do this, to use all the tools we have with us or we have ready, then you always have to have the plan B, how to prepare him or her, even if I have no time at all. Yeah, but it is good to prepare. It is good to give them something to, when they go into the box, that they already know that they are ready to play, like this, I can to say. What we also must do, and that here is many times people make mistake, respectful coaches, big coaches, yeah. And this is not old, this is also new in all ages. I see they make this mistake. For me, this is a real mistake. They don't respect the opponent, and then they tell this to the player. So let's say a young coach, or no, not so young coach, middle-aged coach, strong, also parent, very good coach, successful coach, comes into the hall, looks over the tables and says, Oh, here is nobody. Here is really nobody to play. You have, my boy, you have to be the first. Here is nothing. This is nothing, this tournament. This is now as I heard it. Okay, there is nothing. I look and I see a lot of players, which can be very unpleasant. Oh, okay, what does it mean? It means that this person, this coach wanted to help his player, for sure. He said this, maybe he thinks this, but also he said this to help his player be confident. But now you have to put yourself in the head of the player. Here is nobody, and I am expected to be the best, because here is nobody. It's not that I'm expected to be the best among the best, but here is nobody I should respect. No, okay. It's already a little bit. We start to play. First moment when any opponent starts to be unpleasant, if your player is then starting, or this player, I mean, is starting to lose the points, somewhere behind in his or her head is, but there is no opponent. I'm much better. This one I have to win. This is nothing for me. So it is not making strong your player if you say that the other one is bad. You just say, okay, now we try to do our best. We try to play our best. And then we will see, and everybody, for my players, they have to repeat these words sometimes after me. Yeah, I say your opponent has the same value as you have. He is on your table. It is the first round or it is the final. This on the other side, the one, he came the same way you came. He is on, or she is on your table. So respect him and play your best. In the moment you say the other one is nothing worth, it has no value. First, even if they win, it has no value because the other one was so bad. Yeah. But if they lose, or if they start to get the problems in the match, then they really have, I mean, there is the other one is nothing and I'm losing. You know the feeling? Can you imagine the feeling? No, not very good. So be sure that your players have respect, not fear, respect of the opponents. So then we have the technical part of the preparation for the match. It is good if a coach knows the opponent. It doesn't happen always. Yeah, especially if you're working with the young ones, they're changing a lot, the opponents, the teams are changing. So, but it is good to know the opponent. I can only recommend you to make a small book, not only video, but also to have a small tactic book for against everyone. Just small things I write, I'm running always around with my notebooks. Just the services, the return, the weaknesses, the strength parts, quickly, small, but it helps. You can help your player immediately, shortly. You have no time for video, you have no time for anything. You have the few words you can give them on the way. Yeah. These few words should come from an analysis. You shouldn't bluff. If it's possible, you shouldn't bluff. And always give the players a way to play successfully against a player they are playing now. Yeah. Give them a way. Don't give them not do this, not do that. Just do this, and then everything is fine. Yeah. Do play in this corner, play into this, play this return, play this serve. Not don't play this, because this don't is not. Just wait a moment, I need some water. Sorry, this don't is somehow negative. It is like a don't do it. Yeah, it's not good. Do it that way. Just be clear and do it. Just show them the way. Don't close the ways. Yeah, I think this is very important. Okay, you can say, take care this. Yeah, sometimes this, you know, your opponent, he makes really this thing, he makes good, take care about this. Yeah, keep in mind, but not don't play this, play that, much better. It helps them in another way. I don't know why. I mean, okay, you know why. And then it doesn't mean that we have to analyze and know and everything they have to know. So it is very good if you have time to make the analysis, to make the plan for the match together with the player already before, not only on the table. Yeah. It is very, very important to know how the players, to feel the player, to know how he or she feels and what they think about the coming match. Somehow you have to feel them. Yeah, you have to know, are they afraid, or are they very confident, or they are super too much confident, or they don't care, or they care too much. It is somehow it is very good to feel them, to know them, because you want to support them, you want to help them, and for this you have somehow to know what is going on in their heads and in their soul, in their heart. It is good if you can make your player talk about it. Talking is always better than just thinking about it. You have to say it with the words. You know, it is like this. Yeah, you say something. It is better. It works better than if you only think it. So some players, they can talk, the others they can't talk. Maybe you can during the years teach them to talk about the matches. I was always trying to do this. Some of them, they are articulate and they can talk hours about, and for the others you have to wait hours that they say one word. But it is good if you can teach them this, because it helps. It also helps if they are fearing, and many times they are nervous and have a little bit fear before the match. You talk about this, then the fear disappears much easily, much more easy than if you just think about this. It's you know this. It's human, and they are simply humans who need help. And try to make them confident and strong. This is also many times I see the excellent coaches, really excellent coaches who think that they help a player if they make them small, or now I'm talking what I heard. You don't know anything. You're so bad. You are really so bad. Just go and play. You are bad. This is, I mean, my God. No, it's a human being. It is going to into the battle. For them, this is important. It's also important for us, but for them, it is super important. More they are younger, they are more important it is for them. So just support them, make them feel well and strong and confident, and make them feel that you are behind them, that they have a pillar behind which they can also sometimes hide a little bit behind. Yeah, not in material world, but for the mental. Yeah. After you talked with the player, after you analyzed everything, and you really chewed the next match through with the team or only with one player, you also have to give them a little bit time to digest the informations and to cope with their emotions. Have to put yourself a little bit away, but stay reachable. Stay reachable, and always ensure that they are warm, that they are ready to go. Don't go too far away before the matches from them. And if you have to go somewhere, just tell them, I am here. I go for a coffee. Yeah, you have to go maybe for a coffee or for a talk, or you have something to do else. Even maybe you are coaching another match, but you tell them, look, I'm there. If there is anything, you can find me. I'm here up in cafeteria. I need a coffee, but I'm there. And if I'm not there, I'm already coming. So they need you. This is the time that they need you, and just be there for them. You have to know this is like a friend. If you are in a bad situation, or you are fearing, or you have something, and then you phone your friend and it is not going to the phone, then this is not good feeling. Yeah, you have to have the persons you need on your reach. This, I think, it's for players very, very important. Sometimes they do like they want to be alone. Yeah, give them, well, they can be alone, but you just watch them from behind. It is like when we have small kids, we let them drive bicycle, but maybe 50 meters behind we go and watch how they do it. Something like this. So, and then the match comes. If you sit down for the match and they will start now, and you told them everything what you know and you think it is important to tell, also show your player that you are also prepared for this match. You are ready. I put my notebook into the bag, but they know I watched before I looked into my notebook if there is anything what I can, with which I can influence a little bit their mood or their, I don't know, way of playing. Make them, they have to feel that you support them. You have to know you are there for the player, and then they have to know you are there to help. You are sitting there and you are here to help them. So you have to also to find the right energy and the right emotional level for yourself, and then also for your player. You know, they go to the table and you see they need more energy. They need to go into the next gear. So how to do? It means you also have to go into the next gear. You cannot sit like Buddha behind and you want them to be on 120 degree cooking. So it's very good if you can switch a little bit your moods and influence them. So it is sometimes you have to be like an actor. The same is sometimes if everything is going hot, you have to take yourself back. You have to pretend that you are calm and everything is good and you are relaxed, and you are not relaxed, but you have to act like, oh, now I'm relaxed. And if they look at you, they see somebody who is a little bit smiling and just clapping and saying, good, and you know, everything is very tight and very important and very, but you have to show them everything in control, just play. This is what you have to feel during the match, and you have to try to decide what is now the best for your player. You are there to help the player. You are not there to sit over the days on this or the other chair. You have also to be very concentrated. Yeah, it is difficult because our tournaments are long, and even one day, I don't know, I had one day I had 27 matches. I don't know how it is possible to survive 27 matches, but I had them. It is not easy always to be concentrated. We have to be frank to ourselves. So just choose the moments when you just let your head a little bit go, and be ready immediately to switch on when you see that your player is needing you. Yeah, but don't show the player that you need a little bit of rest for your brain, because it is too much. Because the players, they have maybe 5 matches, but you have a lot, because you have to coach many different players usually in one tournament. So just you also have to make self-management so that you are still a help, that you don't betray your player, but you have to survive. This everybody has to find for itself. We are only humans. Don't pretend that we can do I don't know, everything, but then we have to do it like in the best possible way. If we need some rest, if we need some way somehow to survive. Then this is, I think, very important. This is very human. We should not take ourselves for very important. We should not think that anything is about us. It is all about our player. Always it is all about the player. We are extremely important, but we are important for the player. We are not important without the player. We are not important as a persons. We don't save the lives. We are not doctors in the what is this intensive, in the emergency room. We are not. No, we are not the presidents, thanks God, of the countries. But we are again extremely important for the person we are coaching. For them, we can influence their life, and we can influence for sure the match when we sit behind. If we make mistakes, we have to know, if we make mistakes, we can cause that they lose because of us, but we can also push them and bring them up higher than they would be without us. And this should be our aim. We have to know we are important for them, but we are not important like I don't know, a great coach. What great coach? You do your job, live your life. Live your life. Is this right? Yeah, I think it is right. Just do it, because give yourself to this small or big person which in the box which needs you. Sometimes doesn't show that it needs you, but they need you, and this is your duty, your responsibility, your life, and then you are a coach. Otherwise, you are not a coach. You are just performing being a coach, let's say. So after the match, it's very important which age are the players. which level they have. And a very important thing, was the match won or it was lost? And then time to the next match. Here, this picture is I think very good, because we have the normal situation in table tennis. Yes, you see the red one just won a match, but the small one is already behind. Eva, can you come? I'm playing now. Come on with me. So I should get to talk to the red one, to Christian, and tell him what he made well or not, or what to do. And this one is not letting me, not 1 minute, because he needs me, and he will take me now by my hand if I don't get up, and he will bring me to his table. So what situation we have, what kind of a player, no problem to leave Christian, but the small one you cannot leave. Yeah. So, and then I think this is nicely said. I was very happy when I found this definition. I mean, found in my head. When they lose, they need your soul, they need your emotion, they need your empathy. But when they win, they need your cool brain, they need your analysis and plan for the next match. Just next step, go, 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 go. Make them enjoy their victories. They have to buzz, they have to jump into the victory. They have to remember this feeling, how good does it feel to win the match. Make them this. But also, if they win, you also have to have your brain cool and tell them you won because, and this was good, and take care, the plan for the next one, next step is already waiting. But if they lose, they don't need an analysis. They don't need your brain. They just need your soul. They need your maybe even your touch, or they need your emotion. They need your empathy. They need something to live again, to continue to exist, because for them losing, I am talking again about young players, for them losing is end of the world. So just bring them out of this end of the world. You can also cry, no problem, but bring them out, lead them out. Yeah, whom do we coach? Players, obviously. As I said at the beginning, it is a never-ending story. It is always, you take a player, you will have him or her till the end of your days, together days. It is a huge responsibility. You influence their life, not only the matches, you influence their life, their personality. And the young ones, they are learning from us. And you know all that it is very easy to influence the young ones. So take care that this influence will be positive for them for the life, not only life as an athlete, as a player, but also for them life. You have to do something good for them life, if you want to be a good coach. If you are coaching the adult ones, I think the first thing is 100% professional attitude. And if they are really more successful they are, more unforgivable they are for your mistakes. It is really more they are going up, and they get these different champions titles and medals and money and importance somewhere in the media or something like this. More they demand from you, 120%, everything perfect. This is my experience. I had wonderful players. I love them still, wonderful men and women now, but just don't make a mistake. Better they were. And you know, Germany is always very high level, everything very high level. So with the young ones, it's no problem to say, okay, we adapt. We're okay. It's not perfect, but we do it. Yeah. Or, oh my God, sorry, but this thing I thought is different. My experience with the adult ones, very, very, very exact. You have to be very, very exact. I think that these two pictures are quite illustrating. With the G shape, she was a big fighter. I respect this player. I respected her as a player enormously. Yeah, a defender and big fighter and going long ways. I remember this story I have to tell because it tells a lot about her. She was playing top 12. It was then still top 12, and we were playing till 3 winners, 21. Yeah, so and she had always 3-2, 3-1, 3-2. And you know, 21 and defender, and you play matches against, in her generations, there were a lot in Europe, a lot of good defenders. So a lot of matches on time and really, really power consuming. And she won. At the end, she won the top 12, European top 12. It was in Italy. And after she took the everything, the medal and the big cup, and we went to the hotel, and I don't know why I accompanied her into her room to maybe to take something or to give her something, and she put her shoes down. In that moment, she put her shoes down, and I saw her socks. The white socks were full of blood. What is this? Gee, what do you have? Oh, nothing. You know, this is just this happened because I had to run so many times forwards. And when she was running forward, she came with her toes to the shoe. Yeah, you know, she made pressure to the on the shoe and on the floor, and slowly it became her toes in front started to bleed. So she was playing maybe 2 days through with bleeding toes. It was really bloody. Yeah? It was not nice picture. And she was playing and playing, and she didn't say not a word. I didn't notice. I didn't see it. She didn't tell anyone, but she had bloody socks. I mean, you know, and such players for sure that they ask you to be 120% exact in everything. With the young ones, it is teaching, it is educating, it is leading, it is just everything what we were talking in this before. Yeah, it is just, even you allow them yourself to make mistakes and show them that they can make mistakes, and then we can still continue, because it's also, we have to teach them that mistake is something normal. So we also have to coach the parents. If we have young players, it is very important, I think, to coach the parents. Always think these people are giving us their children, and this is not easy. If you are, for sure, many of you are parents, I say now already, or parents. This is not an easy step. And I know how I had wonderful parents, and I know how difficult it was for my parents to let me go with let's go with Fritz, I mean, to be in my club and let them make decision about my life. They were always controlling, always watching if they're behind, not in the hole, nothing, but no, don't do anything because I'm still controlling, yeah. And it's not easy for the parents. So just bear this in mind. They are giving us the most precious thing they have in life, the children. So we have great responsibility. And it is really our duty to work in the best possible way with those children. And here we may not disappoint. Here we may not disappoint because we were trusted with a treasure. So here I wrote the do's and the don'ts. It means what you don't do when dealing with the parents and what you maybe should do in dealing with the parents. Sometimes in table tennis, or many times, the parents are also coaches. So this is even a little more complicated. But let the parents be involved. You know, tell them what you want to do, what you are doing with the kids. It is much easier to let go if you know what the kid is doing, what are they doing with your kid. Make them proud and happy. If everything is running well, they should be happy and proud that they have somebody that they have the child in sport, and that it is wonderful life for the kids. And then feel this, the parents, that this is good for their kids. Make them understand that they are still important in the life of their kids. They are very important. They will also have to support you. They're important for you and they're important for the kids, but make them feel, tell this the parents, show them the parents, yeah? But then you also have to explain them somehow. They have to understand that in the whole, in the sport, you are the expert. Our game is very complex. It's very complicated, and it is a long way to make a player. It is a long way to hit the first 4 balls continuously on the table. So they have to understand that you know how to do this. And maybe they know this, but not as good as you. So you are the expert. They should trust you. They should let go. They should take care. If the kids are crying, they should be there, and they should put their tears away. They should take care for many things. But table tennis, it is your expertise. And this, how you do this, sometimes you have to be very clear. On the other side, you just have to be very subtle. But simply, these things must be cleared as soon as possible. Longer you keep them not touched, more they will develop to a problem. And help them let the players or the children just go, not go away from there, but go into the whole, go into the sports life. Yeah, help the parents understand and do this. We make many times big mistakes in this dealing, and that's what these are the don'ts. And before I said never coach with don't, never coach with negative, but here I had to put it because these are terrible mistakes that we do. We make many times parents to our enemies. Terrible situation for the players also. We may not, even if we think that these people are going on your nerves. And if you think really bad things, don't speak against the parents. Don't speak bad about the parents. Never. Because you know your kid, And in somewhere, even if you are 15 and you think your parents are just the most nerving persons in the world, still somewhere behind, you love them and you want to be proud of your parents. So if the coach, which is also an important person, maybe even in the feeling for the moment more important than anybody else, is talking bad about the parents or against the parents, oh, this is terrible situation for the young players. Don't do this. Just keep it for yourself. Shut your mouth and think what you want, but you don't show it. Be like a Chinese president, Xi Jinping. You never know what he thinks. Yeah. Don't fight with the parents. And if you have to fight them, sometimes it happens, never in the presence of the players and never in the presence of the other people. Never, and never mock the parents. They can be really for the sport, let's say, I don't mean it, but nuisance. They can be really something, they're just only nerving and only doing bad things for the kids, I mean for sport. But don't mock them. Just keep it for yourself. Don't show it, don't mock them, don't talk bad about them, because at the end, these are parents and they are sitting on the, how do you say this in English? They have influence and they have some emotional bond, even if everything is going wrong about a kid and a parent, still there is an emotional bond which is not comparable to anything. So don't go in this fight, because at the end you have to lose it. Just do it somehow, be clever, be table tennis player. Think tactics, think how to win this match. How to win this match against but it is against the parents. How to get them to support you, how to trick them to support you, to be on your side and help the player. This is difficult thing, but this is a very important part of coaching in age of young players. 10 to 18, 10 to 20, really very, very important. Don't mock the parents. Don't talk bad about them. Don't do it. If you think this, you can think it, but you don't do it. It is very important what relationship we have with the other coaches, because usually with one player, this was before, I still remember situations when there was a coach and a player, and they were walking from the beginning to the end of the career, long careers, successful careers, but they were 1-1. So one coach was just performing everything for a player. This is this developed to a teamwork. Yeah, there is always one who is very important. There is always one who is leading the troop, who is leading the dance, but there involved are many. And so you also have a little bit to coach this many. You have to, again, it is like with the parents, you have to achieve that they are all supporting the project. They are all supporting the player, and that they are all supporting the your work with it. Relationship between coaches is usually quite complicated, because there is a lot of emotions. Yeah, it is usually we get a player for somebody else. Yeah, or okay, if you are the lucky ones who start with a player and have him or her from the beginning, then this situation doesn't apply. But usually we get a player from somewhere. So now this one who lost the player also lost somehow a part of itself, a part of its not only work, but let's say of itself. So it is an emotional loss. And we have to if we take a young player, if we take a player from someone, it is good to simply first again pay respect to the past one, to the one who was previously working with the player, and also to, if you let the people be still a little bit involved, if you somehow make them an element in the future process. It must not be big, but just you ask questions. You say, what do you think? What would you suggest? If they say this, you say, okay, maybe, okay. Just show them that you respect the work that was done and that you appreciate if they still stay involved. It is important because we are all a little bit ego, and we have to be, because to survive in this very hard sport for the coaches, very hard sport, it is you have to have something in yourself. So you are also a little bit ego, but it doesn't mean that you are a bad person. But you always have to know you have to do the best for the player. So you forget your ego and you do what is the best for your player. When we are talking, we just try to change this I to we. Yeah. If you are dealing with the coaches, this was the first thing when I started to study biology and I had to work in the laboratory. They taught me there is no I, there is only we. We did this, we wrote tasks, we planned this, we do this, because you are not alone. You need somebody who will clean the laboratory, you need somebody who will prepare the laboratory. We, everybody who is involved is involved. So talk in we. You will see, if you start to talk about the work you do in plural, you start to use we instead of I, me. It is already, everything changes. The people feel better, they feel involved, and they somehow they are a part of the world you are creating or you want to create. Small help, but it is a big help. And again, dealing with coaches, coaching the coaches, show respect, everything will be better. Yeah, we may not forget the teachers. We may not forget the school. They can help a lot. They can make our life, but also in the life of the player, which is more important, really miserable. I don't know if this is like this in all countries, in your country, but in Germany, it is, you are really in the hands of the teacher, sometimes of the director of the school, but usually in the hands of the teacher who is responsible for the class where your player is. So again, it is already tactically clever, but it is also our duty to have contact to this teacher, and very important to make teacher understand what the players are rendering every day. They sometimes, I had already national team players, I mean juniors or cadets, but still national team, or national squad, and the teachers, they are playing a little bit ping pong. But then I went to the school, and then first I went normally dressed. Then I thought, then they take me like a mother or like I don't know, somebody. So I just went in my tracksuit. I always went in last years, not in many years. If I had to go to the school, I went in the tracksuit. Bundesrepublik Deutschland, wonderful. I tell you, it worked. In the moment they started to look at me and what is this? What is doing this one? You are working with our pupil or with our kid? Yeah, and this one, you look, this is his or her program. 3 hours, 4 hours a day, every weekend. They are not sleeping till 2 in the afternoon. They have match normally at 10 or tournament at 8 in the morning. They're really, really hard workers. This is your pupil. This is the one you should support. It works. It works if you show them the what our kids are, our players are rendering every day. Every day, these kids are going to the school, maybe 6 hours, maybe 7 hours. If they drive to school. In Germany, it's a lot of driving. I don't know how it is in Slovakia, but I think in many parts too. So they are 8 hours on way. Yeah, somehow in the school, then they have to do the homework, and then they have to go for 3 hours or 4 hours or something like this to practice table tennis. I mean, if you let adult people work that much, they will start to strike. They will start to make revolution. For sure. I'm sure if you let 10 years somebody working 10 hours, 11 hours a day, like our players have to, we make a revolution, because this is something it's too much, huh? So we but also the teacher must know what this kid is doing. We know it. Usually we know it, but the teachers, they don't. They see that they have them in the class, and they see them maybe 1 hour in a day, and they see them, oh, this one was talking, or this one was not attentive, and on Monday when they come back on, I don't know, 12 in the night, and at 8 in the morning was not ready for, I don't know, for the best English test, yeah, or English lesson, they see this, but they don't see what is behind. And this is our duty. This is also part of the coaching. Tell them, show them, put it on the paper and give the paper. Don't talk only. Even leave the paper there so that they can look after alone when they are thinking maybe a little bit about this. And if you achieve that they start to support or at least respect this small person, then you have achieved already a lot. Then there will be no problems with letting them go to the tournaments, letting them practice, letting them do something for sport, which is very good. And we are responsible for this to make it happen. And the same thing is with the partners, because if we have young players, the moment comes when they fell in love. They simply fell in love. So, and then this is so important for them that they lose their feet. They simply lose their feet. So it is the same situation as with the parents. You cannot talk against this. You cannot forbid this, because this is part of life, and it is emotional, and it is not to be changed. Yeah, you just have to arrange all the situation, the environment, the emotional status even, of a player, so that it doesn't disturb everything what you were doing before and what this player likes or wants to do. but is losing in the moment a little bit the focus. And so it is again very good to make the partners of the players your partners, your supporters, the supporters of the player. They have to understand what is going on, what kind of person they are involved. And the best situation, as you see, is here on the left. Two wonderful players. I coached them both. And at the end, we have a happy family, and everybody is supporting everybody, and everybody is happy. So now I stopped. I hope you have a lot of questions. Lucia, I think I finished.
Yes, thank you so much. So maybe if someone have some question, they can ask.
Again, I killed everybody.
No, I'm...
Wait, I have no
Môžete sa
picture.
pýtať, ak má niekto otázku? I think I don't hear nobody. So maybe we will have now break for the lunch.
Okay.
And then we will come back 3 o'clock. Maybe they will thinking about some questions.
Okay.
Okay, and then we can start maybe with some questions. Okay.
Okay. If they don't have, I know this was a little bit different than the normal coaching lesson. I just took it out of the practical life, simply of the how I live this. So yeah, they need questions for afternoon.
Yeah, I think everyone will thinking about this. So
Okay.
for this moment,
Good.
thank you and good appetite.
Guten Appetit. Adio.
Ciao.
Bye bye.
Ciao.